Hi,
Hi.
this is week 3 update for our satellite data platform idea. In last week's update, we talked about our value chain. There are 3 sections in this value chain: upstream, midstream, and downstream. And we are thinking that we would fit in somewhere between the midstream and downstream. Specifically, we would talk to universities, space agencies, and other small and medium enterprises owning CubeSats to help them to share this data with the downstream companies or organizations. So geospatial consulting businesses or data researchers and end users already interacting with satellite data. We think there would be a gap that we could fill because there is a lot of data out there that are not getting used. So we'd like to streamline the process to get this data out to people who would be able to use it. For example, one of our target customers would be site managers such as construction managers or mining site managers or station managers. A construction manager has to order concrete arriving to the construction site, and it's a very time-sensitive kind of resource. It has to be arrive at a certain time in order to use it the best way. He also organizes schedules for workers, and he also monitors the construction site for compliances and safety regulations. He always wants to deliver the project on time and on budget, and he wants to ensure that all workers are safe and the regulations are being kept. And he doesn't like any delays in his job because it costs time and money, and he doesn't want any fines due to issues or delays. Our solution would be something like a daily satellite image, and this would allow him to get an overall view of the site and identify any issues, make calculations based on the images. This would also help him to get a daily visual feedback and see any safety issues, and allow him to plan ahead with schedules and planning needs and resources.
Yeah.
There is a little example that we made here. This photo is a satellite image of the Tom Price mining site, and you can see a parking area in the middle. With our solution, if this would be taken at the right time when the shift finishes, the mining site manager would be able to see exactly how many road trucks are, know how many drivers he's needed to call in, how many tons they produced that day, and if there are any blocking issues on the road. So this is our lean canvas for our site managers. So our primary customers would be construction managers, mining site managers, agriculture managers, early adopters being station managers because they are quite easy to access and they are quite always open to new technologies. We believe that their problem is that time is money, and delivering time-sensitive resources is hard to calculate sometimes, and scheduling workers always depends on the project stages, and those stages can delay. So monitoring is important for them, and monitoring progress is usually in situ data only, so they don't have access to data that is outside of their scope. So satellite data can fix this problem. So we believe that satellite images sent off the site that they are in can help them to understand the progress of the site, and also helping them to understand this kind of data will help them to solve their problems easier. Our value proposition here is that they'll get daily email updates of their site, construction site or mine site, in the form of satellite images. For this kind of solution, our revenue stream would be a couple of weeks of trial, and after that a subscription-based model based on the complexity of the data or the area of the site. Our key metrics here would be the following, our key activity is the satellite image delivered to the inbox of the customer, and our success metric would be a certain amount of data being accessed each month. Our unfair advantage is that we would be ready to take that extra mile for the customer, go and get whatever he needs to solve their problem. And our costs here are several costs, trade show fees to access these customers, travel costs to travel to the sites and understand their needs, and marketing material for them.
Our other customers would be software developers building a product that uses our satellite imagery. And their job basically is to write code and find the latest new tools to solve the problems during their development phase, and also to go to meetings and discuss possible solutions to builds and talk about problems. They just want to deliver code and build nice, cool things using the latest technology, and they just want to keep their project as easy as possible. They just don't want to spend a lot of time maintaining their product, which usually frustrates them as well if they don't find a very well documented API and they have to spend several hours on the internet to find a solution to their problems. And they also like to get the data they want. They don't really want to spend time with merging different data sets and fine-tuning those to their needs. And here comes our product. And we found a few alternatives like Copernicus API or Google Earth API. But our platform would enable them to sign up for upcoming imagery as well. So they can just create like a rule when and where they want to get imagery, and they would get that right into their inbox. They could use a free trial until the product reaches a production level. And during this time, they can access our database, access everything, the API, and play with the data and see how they can really use it. We would also provide an SDK in all the fancy languages. We also created a link canvas for our software developer, and we think the early adopters would be makers and tinkerers who usually love to spend their free time playing with new latest technologies. They usually want to build products quickly and efficiently, but there's a lot of satellite images on the internet, and it takes a lot of time for them to find what they really need. And all the APIs that are out there are not really easy to implement. And the user interface to access this information is very inconsistent. Different product, different interface. So we would just bring this together. Our solution would be to create like a centralized API to get specific imagery. They can sign up for future images, so they can just set the time, they can set GPS location. And our unique value proposition is to get access to any satellite data anytime you want. So we would provide this service free until 1,000 API requests per day. On top of that, there would be different price ranges based on the number of requests or quality of images. And we would be able to reach all these customers through meetups, hackathons, and conferences. Our key activity providing instant access to satellite images. And the success metric is 100 developers using our API every day. For these customers, the costs are mostly just server costs, or maybe our employee costs, developing costs. And if we organize meetups or hackathons, we would have to provide some merchandise, pizza, beers for meetups.
So this was our week 3 update. Next week we are trying to talk to a couple of potential customers and update our link canvas based on those insights.
Yeah, and work on the proof. See you next week.